Nigerian House of Representatives yesterday descended into chaos over minority leadership race amid forgery allegation. The Nigerian House of Representatives witnessed dramatic scenes on Thursday yesterday, June 4th, as a fierce contest for the position of minority leader turned Rowdy, with accusations of signatory forgery, blackmail, and bribery flying across the chamber. The dispute has laid bare deep divisions within the opposition caucus at a time when the country grapples with severe economic challenges.
The person who signed this document, Honorable Sheyi, I have not seen him since December 2025. So I'm at a loss, and I feel that my legislative privilege has been breached because this amounts to forgery. For my signature to be used for purposes which not intended for. Mr. Speaker, I want to seek the leave of this House to probe and investigate and to stop further any use of my signature going further for any of this kind of purpose. Mr. Speaker, I also want to pray this Honorable House to stop Honorable Ikenga and members of his team or his agents or anybody acting on his behalf from further maligning my name. Because I recall that in the past, this morning I saw on a social media blog that members have received certain amount of money. I have not received any amount of money from anybody. I intend to tender this before the House and to further tender the news. Sir, I read $50,000. I will share the screen. I have the news link on my phone. I will share it with this House.
Mr. Speaker, my brother arrived from Benue late for our meeting, met me in the office, the presence of some of my colleagues that I will bring forward, and voluntarily, on his own and independently, pledged and signed my nomination for the post of minority leader.
I never did, Mr. Ikenga.
Mr. Speaker.
I never did that, Mr. Ikenga.
Mr. Speaker.
I never did that, Mr. Ikenga.
Mr. Speaker.
I never did that. No.
The crisis stems from the resignation of former minority leader Honorable Kingsley Chinda, who is believed to be a loyalist of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who he has now handpicked to replace Simila Laye Fubara as the governor of Rivers State in the next coming election. So Kingsley Chinda resigned. He recently defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Chinda is reportedly, as of today, eyeing to become the next governor of Rivers State. His departure created a leadership vacuum in the opposition ranks. In response, a group of 61 minority lawmakers out of roughly 81 remaining opposition members endorsed Honorable Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, a House of Representatives member representing Idaho North and Idaho South, Imo State. Now, with the action, he's now with the Action People's Party. Believe maybe he was in PDP before, but he has now decamped to the Action People's Party. So, 61 out of 81 House of Representative members endorsed him as the minority leader to replace Kingsley Chinda. The nomination letter was addressed to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajudeen Abbas. During Thursday's plenary session yesterday, Honorable Philip Agbese, who is a member representing Ado Opoku Obadigo Federal Constituency in Benue State, he's a deputy spokesperson of the House, raised the matter of personal privilege. He categorically denied endorsing Ugochinyere and claimed his signature on the circulated nomination nomination document was forged.
It was important that such outrageous lie and attempt to defame and blackmail should be vehemently refuted. Our colleagues who were there when he signed will be brought forward before you, Mr. Speaker. I understand that at the moment, overwhelming majority of 61 members out of 81 opposition members elected me. It may not go down well with some people, but I never expected that their desperation would get to this level. And also important, Mr. Speaker, that those who are now more interested are those who are not even members of the minority. But I subject to your decision to rule on this matter as a father, but I must apply that people, in seeking alternative options, must apply decorum and abide by what is decent. Because this is outrageous and unacceptable. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let us not overheat this issue. We already have agreed to meet by 2 o'clock. Let us leave everything. If there are issues, let's discuss there. Please, I beg.
Ugochinyere supporters subsequently released video evidence, reportedly a CCTV footage from May 21 last month, showing Honorable Agbese signing the document in Ugochinyere office. Rivals within the caucus continue to push for Honorable Member Frederick Agbese to retain or assume the role of minority leader, citing zoning preference for the South-South. A group referred to as the G60 Lawmaker has insisted that Agbese signed voluntarily. Well, for me, if out of 81 minority lawmakers, if 61 of them should endorse Ugochinyere, Agbese is nothing. In fact, they could all as well remove Agbese's name. Ugochinyere will still stand as the minority leader. Agbese stated, I quote, "I feel that my legislative privilege has been breached because this amounts to forgery of my signature to be used for purposes for which it was not intended." He also dismissed social media reports alleging he received $50,000 or claims of 50 million naira in some reports to support the bid, emphasizing, "I never signed any document and I never received any amount of money and will never do." He expressed surprise at seeing his name linked to a signer, Honorable Sei, he claimed not to have seen since December 2025. Then Ugochinyere needed to reply, the man who is endorsed to become the next minority leader after Kingsley Chinda, who is going to contest for the governorship in Rivers State. Ugochinyere sought the speaker's permission for a personal explanation. He flatly denied any forgery, insisting that Agbese personally signed the nomination form in his office on May 21 in the presence of several lawmakers who could serve as witness. The response was immediate and explosive. Agbese repeatedly interrupted, shouting, "I never did that." The exchange quickly degenerated into a full shouting match, with lawmakers from both camps joining in. Some members stood from their seat as the chamber erupted into chaos. Speaker Abbas Tajudeen had to repeatedly call for order to restore decorum. Speaker Tajudeen referred the matter to a closed-door meeting of minority lawmakers for resolution later that day. But the problem is, in a period where Nigerians, we've seen what happened in the House of Senate 2 days ago, Shiomole and many others saying that the Senate need to rise up, insecurity challenging in the country is too much. I know they've also condemned it, they have called for measures to tackle insecurity. But minority leadership, not even majority leader, minority leadership shouldn't be a tussle in the House of Representatives chambers in a period where we are crying for security challenges in the country. This, I continue to tell everyone, shows that these guys don't have us at heart. They are just there, for themselves and for their pockets. If they are there to represent us, if they are there to represent our interests, I don't see how 61 lawmakers from the opposition parties will endorse a man, 61 out of 81 or 60 out of 81 will endorse a lawmaker to represent them as the minority leader, and then the remaining, let's say the remaining 19 or 20 or 21 lawmakers will want to oppose the 61. Even though the Agbese is removed from the list, he will still not get his preferred candidate win the vote, because majority in the house carries the vote. And here Ugochinyere has a very strong backing. It's a shame and disgrace at the same time that this is what these lawmakers are dragging at the House of Representatives. You never know, tomorrow could be House of Senate, because they are just brothers and sisters. They could be, they could be dragging for who become the minority leader in the House and this and this and that, or other rubbish. So Nigerians should wake up. This is the time we need to wake up and know who is going to represent our interest and who is not, and know the kind of mindset these criminals who call themselves politicians have, and be very much awake, be very much alert to elect the right people who represent us so well.
China television has obtained is showing, the lawmaker against him in the video were unable to confirm whether or not it's a moment where Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere alleged that the lawmaker come to voluntarily come to his office to append his signature among the 60-something plus lawmakers who elected or nominated him to be the new minority leader of the House of Representatives. That's the video right there showing Honorable Philip Agbese reportedly there, perhaps they reference the lawmaker from Imo State, Ugochinyere, Ikenga, was referencing that he actually appended his signature willfully and voluntarily. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see